July 3rd, 1970.
So really is with God.
He is me.
And he is faith.
Now we shall tell you, as we have said before, of karma and how karma, or sin as some would call it, would affect thee. This we must understand, but what would be sin to man, nay, would never be sin to God. Therefore, man would make his own sin. Therefore, as God has spoke before, an eye for an eye, this would mean we should tell it to you in this way, that as you are born and born again, you know these things. You know from which I have come. And by knowing, it is your own free choice that you overcome, as you would call it, karma. Therefore, as I have done to others, so shall be done to you, for you shall choose this. And then again, should I do unto others wrongly, but then know of this wrong, and correct it within thyself, then there no longer is a karma for the next life, or this. This is what was meant by an eye for an eye. Can I understand this? Now, as we have said before, what has been before shall be again. That in the days of Atlantis, that Atlantis shall rise and shall fall again. But only if man cannot learn from his past mistakes. But we would speak of man, and when we speak of man, we speak of the body, the soul, and the spirit. Without all three on your earth plane, there is nothing. Now, we would tell you of a newborn spirit. This you must realize. There are being, even today, spirits entering for the first time into the soul, and the soul entering into man. These we would The older spirits who have chose since the beginning of time to enter, as we told you before of the latter, they have had a better chance to climb this ladder, and also a better chance to fall from it. But in God's eyes, as we have said before, if they are only able to shed but one tear of God, and this is all they have, it is as much as those who shed many. Then you say, why should I try so hard? Why should I try in my climb up the ladder? And those who have ability to shed one could climb above me. And we would say to you this way, in man's eyes, all are not equal. In God's eyes, all men are equal. Therefore, that soul that is on this plane, and that is only capable of shedding that one tear, should climb. Those who are able to shed many tears shall climb. But those who stop on the ladder to help another shall climb tenfold. Can I understand this?
Yes, I can.
No. There is one among you who asks, may I change my job? To this one, we would say, if you are changing for the betterment of your family and the welfare of your fellow man, do so. But if you are changing for the betterment of yourself only, then walk by yourself. This one would ask, what is God? And we would say to you, that in the beginning, God created man in our image. Can you understand this, Bartholomew? Nay. Then we would say it. We would say it in a different way. As I walk the ladder and do not climb, it is better then to walk with thy hand in God's and walk it by thyself. understand this. They say yes, but I mean no. At a different time, we shall discuss this again. If I would wait one moment. Permission must be given. Yes. Permission has been given for thy request. Therefore, we would let one who would thy better understand speak with thee. Boy, you've got a problem. But we'll see if we can't help you. You know, before, it was harder for me, or with my own background, I kind of didn't very well understand it myself. I even thought that by using it to build something for other people, that the material things, that I could use this for this. Each time I tried, I failed. The reason for this is what I didn't realize was where my information was truthfully coming from. I thought it as many things, but that wasn't right at all. Now, over here, it's quite different. Now, we would say to thee, for your other answers, look into thyself. And ask again, but do it in this way. For 2 days, think as I would go to sleep at night. First of God, then of us, that we might come to you. And we shall, if you want this. If I do not want it, then this we cannot do. For permission always both from you and from God. Now can I understand this?
I think so. May I ask a question on
Yes.
Was I just now listening to Edgar Cayce just previously?
You asked now as a child if we would answer your question, but permission must be given. If I would wait 1 moment, please. Yes. Permission has been given. Yes, you were listening, as you call it, to Edgar Cayce. For now, he is with God. He shall return again on this world at a different time of his own choosing. For then again, the world shall need him. He shall return not precisely on the date he thought, but he shall return at the time when the Messiah returns. And therefore he shall set in council. Can I understand this?
Yes.
Now, Sir John, we see, has a problem. And we would say again, as has been said before to Sir John, hast thou no faith? At least a drop enough that thou may catch the blood from thy wound. Must thou always be as Thomas? Quit doubting yourself. We call thee John because in thy heart thou art John. I want to know from which thou came. We could give you this all but one life. This thou must realize thyself, the one life. Therefore, yes, we have the body, the soul, and the spirit of Soul David. We find thee entering in a country known at this time as Ethiopia. Therefore, the very beginning of man. For your information, we would tell you that I walked quite differently than I do now. Then to count. Yes. Now we find the entry on the sixth birth, the entry of the soul. But still again, the spirit will not enter this time with the soul. We go forward again in time. 8 more births. And at this time, the soul, the spirit shall enter together, and therefore making complete. We see that evolution in itself is very high on this lifeline. It has provided the soul in a more complete form for the atmospheric conditions in which it is born. Now, at this time, you feel completely out of place in your surroundings. We see you're very restless. Your mind is grasping and reaching forward. A very psychic focus this time. Yes. Yes. Now we find the soul again. Entry again. This time, still again before man can count. This time, you are looking toward the heavens from which I came. Yes. And you're wondering. We see the inner field gathering, as I would call it, wild wheat. You at this time have learned how to use this substance. You are thinking in your mind at this time. If all these things are here, how did they come, and from where did I come? And then we see again birth again. At this time, on the landline, as you would call it, within a very few miles of here, we are not allowed at this time to give you the information to the exact location to this birth. On this plane, you are building a temple. Therefore, your temple is to the sun god, as you would call it. But in your heart, you know, even though you are worshipping the sun. You know there is something even greater than the sun. At this time, and in this lifetime, you would live 900 years. In this lifetime, you would learn of the solar system. You would learn with your mathematical deductions that the earth, this earth, is round. You are learning also of the sky, of the universe and the universes. Now, at this time, we see a birth again. At this point, within almost 10 miles of the same present location. At this time, we find you being born at 10:02 BC. Yes, we find this. At this time you were born with the full knowledge from which you have came, and all the knowledge you have had before is with you. And from the knowledge that I have created, they are creating a new world. But you have been born at the end of a world, and an end that I realize with the same discoveries that you started and others of your kind. This you must realize, that others of you were born in 5 places of the world before. Man would destroy, completely destroy itself with the knowledge it has at this time. So this time, after conference with Priest Akon, Priest Ratai, and yourself, it has been decided that all knowledge would be buried. Therefore, the man to discover it again. Now, we must omit your next reincarnation, as you would call it, or birth, or entry. This time, you, and because we call you at this time David, you must know it yourself. And now we find you again, that you would enter. This also is a time when we would call you John. You must know of this lifetime thyself. Therefore, we find you again back very near here in birth again. This time we would find you in the year 1918 AC. This time, our priest. This time, are working and building a temple again to God. But in your building of this temple, you shed the blood and the tears of other souls. Therefore, you fall from the water. And this, again, you do not enter until this plane. On this plane, you are born with psychic power, as you would call it. You were brought to one. The rest, thou would know thyself. This is all at this time on soul. John. Now, we spoke before of the ones who doubt. And this we said, ones, more than one. We would say to these, if God would reach out and touch thee, would thee still be blind? And now we would speak again of Soul Elizabeth. Yes, we have the spirit, the body, and the soul of Elizabeth. This is good. All is in accord here. But I ask first, in what part may you play in the groups that we have asked? We would say this: speak of what you have seen and what you have heard and what you have felt here. For when you leave, you shall have a better knowledge. You shall have God within thee to walk with thee for all thy days. And if I would choose to walk in his path, I shall never be alone. For I shall always be happy. For I shall know that God may be with with you in my daily life on this plane. We would say your other question in this way. If I would wait for a moment and we would ask permission. Yes, permission has been given. Therefore, we should answer your question. The one that I loved would say this. Birth has happened again. Therefore, this soul that I have asked about has entered again on another plane. At this time, he is very happy. But we would say this to you. I shall meet him again, but not as a he, but as a she. And this child, when I meet the person, I will love it. Can I understand this, soul, Elizabeth? Nay?
She answered you, Doctor.
She does not fully understand what we have said. Then we would answer you in this way. It would be suggested that if I would listen to the tapes that the group already has, I will understand what we have said. Now they ask from what you are taking too much of. We have suggested that by the use of meditation it would allow you to reduce the number of sleeping pills that I am now taking. This is necessary. Now we would make the suggestion also that I return back to thy art. Try using thy hands again. Use them for the creation of writing. The ability is there. If I would write of this work, your mind would be too busy to think of the small quibblings of mind. Can I understand this? Nay, then we should place in soul rays mine a message for you. Now, as time grows short, we would answer Soul Terry's question. Why, on this plane, since she had climbed so high upon other planes, what happened? would say this: look backward from which you came. Be more generous with your fellow man. Be considerate. Stop along the road in which they are traveling to smell the flowers. But in smelling them, ask someone else that they may smell, that they may taste the wine that I drink. If thou should do this, and with the study of the other recordings that are here, of our readings and our work, you have had the thought, why would we choose disciples? We choose them that they may choose souls like yourself to be disciples and disciples again. It is not because each of them are so important. It is because in their minds from which they came, they have done this work before. Therefore, when we ask them to do it again, and they find this in their soul, they helped to give it to others. If I would help but one soul to grasp this, I must understand, we are here for God's work. In doing God's work, we are here to prepare a way. This way is a war of the minds. For the Messiah, for when he is made known, may reign for 1,000 years. And we speak of 1,000 years, not as you would count them, but as God would count them. Now, at this time, we would suggest for soul raised good that your medical reading be given at a different time. Now, as I have said before, we are growing weak. Therefore, it would be suggested that I should ask thy other questions.
We have one that I feel is very important at this time, Doctor. A few weeks ago, you made a prediction that on July 22nd, there would be an attempted assassination of our president. Has this been taken care of, or will it take place?
This has been taken care of. The President has altered his plans to comply with our message. Therefore, the assassination shall fail. The one that they shall attempt to assassinate shall not be the President. They shall be apprehended and dealt with by your laws. This you must understand with these people. As we have said before, in some man-beast, there is not the soul, the spirit, and the mind. Then again, there are those who live upon your plane as lost souls. And then again, there are those who exist, you might say, as lost souls, never to enter and wander aimlessly until they shall be cast in the pit with Lucifer. Now, during this time, as we say that the Messiah shall reign, all those without the body, the soul, and the spirit will not enter at this time. Their entries shall be not again until God has completed this part of God's plan. Can I understand this?
Yes, I can.
Now, ask that other question.
This information we realize possibly cannot be given. But David has asked for information of his father.
This would be suggested that on the next reading, this information can be given because the soul himself has requested it. Therefore, we would give this information. But do, as we have said before, our time is growing short. Tonight. It would be better that it be given at a different reading. Now, we would say this from the one who asked from the valley below the sea. How may she improve what she is doing at this time? We would say this to her: let her come here if she cares to make the journey. Then we would speak to her. Can you understand of whom we speak?
Yes, I understand.
Therefore, it is time to waken Soul Ray from his slumber.